Hello, this is Ben Baxter with Accent Software. We're going to show you another tip for Dynamics 365 Business Central today. This one is going to be around managing users. So when you have a new employee come on board, how do you get them added to your Business Central environment? So if you come up here and you do a search for users, you'll see that we have a predefined list of users already in our system. I don't have a new button here in the cloud version. On premise, you can just add new and add it from your directory. With the cloud, we use an update from the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to the Admin Center and I'm going to go ahead and select 3 new users and we're going to say manage product licenses, and we're just going to assign more, and I'm going to assign this Business Central license to these 3 users, and that's it. Okay, now there are multiple tiers for Business Central, so you can have your full user, what's called a team member or a light user, and then you have device licenses which are managed differently for handhelds and things like that. But in this case, we're adding full user licenses to these 3 additional users. And with that, I can jump back to Business Central and I can run the process update users from Microsoft 365. You'll see it pops up and tells you sometimes it can take a little bit for the license assignments to get registered, and you can see that it's updated with 12 additional. And so the reason it's 12 for the 3 users we added is because it's adding multiple things per user. So you can see David has 4 topics, Krista has 4, Dan also has 4. So each user is getting assigned multiple aspects, and so that's what it's doing. Now the same process works true if I were to remove user licenses. I would go into the Microsoft Admin Center, take away the Business Central license, and then I would run the update users from the Business Central client, and it will pull those changes in licensing back. So we'll go ahead and say finish, and you'll see that this user list expands and we now have 3 additional users set up. Now what gets really fun is that when you assign licenses, you can have it automatically assign specific permission sets. And I'll do a special video on permissions and how to control that, but I want you to be aware of that. So the system has defaulted in just my demo permission sets for the users, but you have control over that. So make sure you're utilizing, if you're an admin of the system, the tools available to make sure you're not adding too much permission to your users right out of the gate. Now be aware, it is adding it to the company that I am in, so those permissions that it automatically assigns is specific to one company. So if you're adding users, it is a good idea to be in the company that you're assigning it to. So if this user needed to be in 4 of the 10 companies that I have in my environment, then you would want to go and adjust that to their security settings. And again, we'll cover that in a separate video. One other thing you need to be aware of is when I assign a user, I may want to also go and update their user settings to control what their default company is, so I can decide what company they're going to start with, what time zone they're in, what profile or role as it's called here, which controls the look and feel of the client when they first log in. Those are all good things when you're administrating Business Central and the users to go ahead and set up before the user ever accesses the environment. And that way when they get in, they have the best experience possible. So with that, I appreciate the time. I want to let you know you can reach out to us. I'll have our email and phone number up on screen. We do specialize in manufacturing, so if that's the industry you're in, by all means reach out. If you're not in manufacturing, you can still reach out to us. We'll have a discussion, and if there's a better partner for you, we will absolutely make that recommendation.